Hey, 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 what's up, America? This is the Ace Michael Show, reminding you that summer is right around the corner, and you know what happens in summertime. Boom, 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 boom. That's when you get your body all fit. You get your six pack instead of mine, which is a 2 liter. But you get a nice six pack going, and you get out there and you start meeting them guys, meeting them girls, meeting them folks, and rubbing them bodies up against it. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That's what I'm talking about. That's how the babies get made in the summertime. But before that happens, I just want to stress to you that today we have a little edutainment for you guys. Everybody trying to get your bodies up against other people's bodies and do the body bounce. First, let's talk about some dating do's and don'ts, because if you're going to be out there doing the damn thing, you need to know what to do and what not to do before you try to do the damn thing. And that is real talk. So today we brought back Shania, who's on the show. She knows a little bit about dating do's and don'ts in Las Vegas. She's going to tell us about it. Shania, welcome back to the Ace Michaels Show.
Thank you. I'm glad to be back.
I thought that was a good intro.
Oh yeah, I loved it.
That was like one of my best intros. I
liked it.
Because I worked in like the physical, like you could visualize bodies slapping.
Oh,
but at the same time, you were like, "Well, hold on now."
I was
there was
vibing
a little cautionary vibe to it.
I know, I liked it. I thought it was good.
Yeah, it was pretty damn tasty.
Oh yeah.
So let's talk about what you're here to talk about today is dating do's and don'ts, and it's important that people know what they should do and what they shouldn't do.
Yes.
On a date. So let's jump right into it. Just hook me up. What should I know what to do and what not to do on a date?
Well, I think the most important thing and the most common thing people say is communication. I think in the talking stage, I think the communication is very important. Not just communication, but comprehension. So are you going to be dating this person? Are you going to be hooking up? Are you going to be friends with benefits? Are you looking for a relationship? There's a lot of things that need to be talked about before you can just go and just start something. I think the talking stage is one of the most important things, and I feel like that's where you should lay out not necessarily everything on the table, but everything that you want from the other person.
Huh?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Like being on the same page, like what you both want.
Yeah, and I want to talk about sex real quick,
yes,
just because that's how I get down.
Oh, of course,
but
yeah.
No, I do want to talk about sex because I said this once before. I was thinking about, have you ever noticed that people don't talk about sex before they have sex?
They don't.
Like they just think like, okay, you're Mr. Wonderful, you do everything that I love, or you're Miss Wonderful, or you're Miss Right Now, or whatever the deal is, but you're just exactly what I want. Like I want to smash, you know. But we're not going to talk about how I like to smash and how you like to smash or be smashed. It's just going to happen.
Yes.
And because we're so cool on other levels, it's going to work out.
Yeah.
And it better be fabulous in order for me to stay in the relationship.
Yeah.
But then when it's not, because you haven't talked about it, then you're a little befuddled because you're like, oh my God, I love this person. I like this person. But the smashing is not happening.
See, and that's what's so important. Like for me, like I'm gonna be like personal on a lot of these questions, just because I'm gonna talk from like experience and like me personally. Like sex is one of the very first things that I talk about with somebody from the very beginning. If I'm gonna be spending my time with you, going out to eat, whatever type of relationship that we have, obviously sex is going to come with it. I feel like that's one of the most important things to talk about. You know what I mean?
And you don't think it's awkward to start talking about it like before other stuff? Like, because what if we're talking about sex? If you and I are dating and you start talking to me about sex, I might get the wrong idea. Like, oh, you just want me for my sex, or you don't want to have a full-on relationship, or you're judging me before I even perform.
And see, that's where the communication part, where in the talking stage where you should talk about everything that you want. Do you want a relationship with this person? Do you want to be just friends with benefits? Do you want, like, what do you want, to where you can then talk about the sex? I think those are both very important in the very beginning, to know where your head is at on both parties. You know what I mean? Because sex obviously comes along with it, no matter what type of relationship it is, no matter like the dynamic of it, but you have to, I feel like, be on the same page. And for me personally, I don't find it awkward. I'm very upfront. I'm very straightforward. I say things how I want and whatever. So I'm gonna honestly probably bring up sex as well on the first time.
So is that going to be something as deep as, Are you gay? Have you experimented with bisexuality? Does this toy turn you on? Like, are you going to talk about it that deeply, or are you just going to, like, on the surface, let's just talk about, do we want to ultimately end up in the bed doing the hibbity dibbity?
Yeah, I think on the surface level, yeah.
Keep it surface at
yeah,
first.
like at first, keep it first. At first, yes, keep it like that. And then the more you hang out with that person and the more you build a connection and that type of relationship, I think those deeper conversations can come along with it. Because those things are important to know. I think that there's just a time and a place for those things.
Did you have this conversation with someone before?
Oh, yeah.
Every time?
For the most part, I talk about what I want, what I don't want, and basically what I'm looking for. Is because I'm not trying to, like, get hurt again or have my feelings played, and I don't think that I should be treated as an option. Like, I'm going to tell you what I want, and I know what I deserve. So speaking on a personal level, I'm going to open up and talk about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just so, because that's just how I am as a person, and I feel like more people should just talk about that stuff. Like, it's normal to talk about sex. Sex is normal, and I feel like people just don't talk about it.
So could you have a relationship with someone, or should you, for the listeners, should you have a relationship with someone who tells you up front, listen, I'm interested in seeing you, but I kind of want to play around with some other people. As a matter of fact, I'm polyamorous. I like to have 3 different partners at the same time. So if you're uncool with that, just know this isn't going to work.
Yeah.
Or blah, blah, blah. You prefer that.
I would prefer that because I think that that person deserves that. Like, if they're going to be exclusive with you and you want to be with other people, that's your choice and that's fine. But if that other person's not on the same page as you, I feel like they deserve that respect, that they should know that. You know what I mean? That way they can either make that decision for themselves to go along with it and try it, or to end it. And that's, like, again, in the beginning, the talking stages, like, what you guys are looking for and, like, what you want. I think that's so important because, I mean, at the end of the day, everything comes to an end and people can get hurt, but I feel like that can stop a lot of that if we're just upfront and we can just talk about it. And just communication.
Yeah, I could see that.
You know what I mean?
I get it.
Yeah, like, a lot goes into it, but it's really, like, so simple, but I feel like it's difficult. You know what I mean? Like, people make it a thing.
Have you ever had to explain this to somebody, that you wanted to have a relationship strictly for physical or strictly for relationship or friend, whatever, and they were like, oh, well, I signed up for the whole thing, and I'm a little confused because I didn't read your signals right, or blah, blah, blah.
No, not really, like, because usually guys are on the say, oh, sex, okay, cool. Like, they're like, you know, they're okay with it. They're not like, oh, well, I wanted a relationship. Like, no, a guy's gonna be on board with, you know what I mean?
He's like, right now I'm dating my tube sock, so this is way better.
Exactly.
I love it. Okay, what other dating do's and don'ts?
Clingy. So
clingy,
yeah. So in my opinion, there's a difference between being clingy and being obsessive. So me personally, like I said, I'm gonna talk about, like, my personal experiences and what I like. So for me, I'm very affectionate. Like, if I'm dating you, I want you to hold my hand. I want you to play with my hair. I want to cuddle with you. I want I want intimacy. I want physical touch. I want that, maybe not constantly, but I want that all the time. You know what I mean? Like, so
wait a minute, you said not constantly, but you want it all the time.
Like, not in a
okay, that's constantly.
I get, okay, we don't have to be, like, if we're in bed, like, going to sleep, we don't have to be cuddling.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know, like, play with my hair or something for a little bit, or like just give me some kind of non-sexual affectionate intimacy. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's okay versus being obsessive. Like, where are you at? What are you doing? Who are you? Like, a constant, like, there's a point where it becomes toxic. You know what I mean? So just, you have to find that line of what's okay and what's not. You know what I mean?
So when you start dating someone, should you look at it like, I like the way this person touches my hair, probably we should keep moving, as opposed to, what is he trying to do in the back of my head? Is he trying to rub my hair? This motherfucker trying to rub my hair? You don't rub my hair. Get your hands out of my hair, fool.
I don't know. I mean, maybe some women don't like that. I don't know. I think that everyone's different. Like, me personally, like, I love physical touch and intimacy. So for me, if a man is doing that, I'm going to enjoy that. But if it gets to the point to where it's, like, too much, I mean, I don't know, I would say something, you know what I mean?
Right.
So just don't be clingy, I guess, or clingy.
Don't be clingy.
Like, obsessive. Like, don't be obsessive.
So, okay, before you go to the next dating do and don't, it made me think of something when you were talking. I was thinking, I wonder if she means by clingy, Like, I met you on Sunday. Should I wait until Wednesday before I reach back out to you, or would it be too weird to call you on Monday? I just met you last night, but damn it, I can't stop thinking about you, and I want to see you again. And I'm wondering if you're with anybody. Can I see you? Like, what are you doing tonight? Right? Is that too clingy?
I think that's okay. I think if both parties feel the same way, I feel like that's okay. You know what I mean? Like, you're not doing anything wrong by going out of your way and saying, "Hey, I had a good time with you. You know, I would like to see you again. Are you free this night?" You know what I mean? And kind of go from there. I don't think that's clingy at all. I think that you're just going off based on how you feel, and you should do that. Take that chance and do it. You know what I mean? But if the other person says no, and you're still like trying to go out of your way and do it, then that's a red flag. That's like, okay, like that can be toxic.
Do you think it's a good idea for guys to try to win a girl over? That's the term that's used. I'm gonna try to win her over. She said no like 6 times, but I'm gonna try to win her over, bro. Hold my beer.
I think yes and no, because I know men like a challenge. Men like that chase. They like to go after that. So I feel like yes, but when it gets to the point where a woman is firm and she's like no, and then a man's still doing that, I think that maybe he's just crazy. I have no idea, because no means no. I mean, I understand wanting a woman and, you know, having that chase and trying to get her, and that's great. But I feel like it might come to a point to where it's like, no, dude, like just back off.
Just slow your roll,
just
Lloyd.
Stop.
Okay, I got you. Yeah.
So
okay, give me more. What more dating do's and don'ts? This is
dating
good.
do's.
People loving this.
Do's. I think reciprocation. So like if my partner is saying, "Hey, I plan a date for you, and we're gonna go do this, and we're gonna do that," I think at some point you should reciprocate that back. You know, "Hey, I did this for you. Let's go do this and this and that." Because if one person is putting in all the effort, then I feel like that person might feel like they're being taken for granted for. You know what I mean? So I feel like reciprocation is very important. Loyalty, respect. I just think things. There's a lot that goes into lots of do's, but definitely reciprocation and just respecting your person, respecting that person's privacy, respecting their space, still having your individuality, as well as still being a team. You know what I mean?
See, I was just thinking as you were talking, I was thinking, I don't think I would date again, of course, unless there's money in it. But when I do, if I do, I decided that a good thing to do was on what you were saying. I think I'd want to be with a person who made it clear that I was important enough to be with, just like I would make it clear that they were important enough to be with. Like, I don't want to be with somebody who fits me in.
Yeah.
Like, you know, this is supposed to be, we're dating. Like, this is supposed to be leading to maybe a life together, maybe several months at least together, in which case I want to be important.
That consistency.
Yeah.
It's like, and that's where I totally agree. Like, I don't want to be treated like an option. So like my marriage, it was very toxic. It was very abusive. I was basically treated
again with her marriage
like an option, right? Well, that's the best thing that I can use, because that's lots of do's and don'ts I've learned from that.
Right. I bet you learned a lot.
A lot. You have no idea. You have no idea. But just appreciation too. I think appreciation is the biggest thing. I feel like in a lot of relationships or dating, a lot of people don't feel appreciated. Oh my God.
Here we will insert the word appreciated.
Appreciated.
Yes.
And that can make a person feel alone. So I feel like appreciating that person, whether it's something so small, like they picked up your dirty clothes for you, or they did the dishes. Hey, I appreciate that you did that, or I saw that you did that, and I just wanted to say thank you for that. You know, something, it's so small, but it honestly means a lot. You know what I mean? Like, it's just showing that appreciation for that person and showing that you care. Like, that's a lot.
Do I get to add one?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, here's mine's. Okay, mine's is, I think personally it looks bad when a husband or a wife or a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a side thing or a side chick or a side dude or a fuck buddy uses the other person as a brunt of a joke in front of people. Like, don't say, well, you know, Gladys is going to be late because she's always late. It's not funny. Like, it may seem like it would be really funny to everybody, but I think when you say stuff like that about your partner, then it makes other people think bad about your relationship and about your partner.
Yes.
I don't think your partner should ever be the brunt of any joke. Like, even if you know that Gladys is always late, you shouldn't say it in front of other people. That's between you and Gladys. Does that make sense?
No, I totally agree. It's their side comments. That's what it is. They're side comments. And to me, I find that just very, like, immature and just, like, disrespectful. Like, they're like, what's the point? What are you gaining and benefiting from making a comment, like, about the person that you're with? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
It's trying to make you look better or bigger, but at the end of the day, it makes you look smaller because people go, well, then why are you with her?
Yeah,
She's
like, you're basically just putting them down. Yeah, and see, and I don't, and that's where, like, that respect comes from. Like, if you can't respect me behind my back, then don't even fuck with me, basically.
I got another one I'm going to try on you.
Okay, good.
This has popped into my head, too.
Okay.
I think if you're going to date someone, hi, I'm Ace Michaels. This is what I think. If you're going to date somebody, now this is deep. Stay with me, people.
Go for it.
All right, people in the back, pay fucking attention. Okay, listen. If you're going to date somebody, you need to look for somebody. This is my 2 cents, okay? You tell me what you think.
Okay.
Look for somebody who brings out a better version of you. Don't date somebody that you're like, oh, okay, what am I going to do with this cocaine addict, crackhead, late for church, late for work, always spilling shit on themselves? That's not the person you want to be with. You want to be with a person. Now, I'm not saying you got to have a sparkly clean person, but I'm saying look for a person that you know is going to build you more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you like to go to the gym and they like to go to the gym,
yes,
that could work. But if you love to go to the gym and they hate going to the gym, you're always going to conflict on that. You know what I'm saying? So find somebody who benefits your inner person. You know, like you say, oh, well, you know what? I did want to have, this is me going deep, I did want to have a better relationship with my Lord and Savior. And this person seems to have that. And I think that's a good thing. But if you're like, oh, I never want to go to church, I never care about reading the Bible, I don't want to be in that kind of relationship, then this person's probably not going to be good for you because it's not going to be a mutual benefit. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I like 100% agree. Like, you need to be with someone. I feel, okay, so let me start over. Okay. So yes, having the same interests and having the same hobbies, I feel like are very important. I feel like people can bond and they connect and they can grow on those things together, which can also build a better relationship. But yes, be with somebody that brings out the best in you. Because if you're with somebody, again, I'm going to bring up my marriage. I know, because it's honestly, that's the best thing that I could use right now, is we brought out the worst in each other. And that's the thing. You don't want to be with someone where you're constantly fighting, where you're constantly having to defend yourself, where you're constantly having to stand up for yourself and fight for you know what I mean? You don't want that. You want someone that appreciates you, loves you, respects you, and you guys have the best time with each other, and you bring out the best in each other.
Yes, and here's the thing with that, okay? You get together with somebody who brings out the worst of you, and some people think that that's what makes a good relationship because the makeup sex is incredible. You fight a lot, you get back together. I can't freaking stand you. I can't freaking stand you either. I hate you. I hate you too.
Toxic.
Bad news, right?
No.
So instead, okay, dating do's and don'ts. How do you even find that person that's like these qualities that you want? What's the dating do about that? How are you going to find the person that's going to talk to you about sex, going to feel compassionate about when you want your shoulders rubbed, when you want your hair bristled? Like, what's going on? How do you find that person? Not at a club.
No, I mean, you never, I don't know. I mean, you'd be surprised. I think just by dating, I think just by making, like, just getting to know people, you know what I mean? Like, you're going to date around before you find somebody that you actually want to be in a relationship. I think that's why dating in that talking stage is important. It's because I could be dating this person and dating that person, but not want a relationship with them. So I would end it. Do they meet my standards? Do they meet my needs? Do they meet my expectations? You know what I mean? Like, all those things you have to know for yourself. You have to respect yourself. You have to know what you want before you go looking for it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, you'll find that person eventually, and I think that's why dating is important, because just because you're dating, that doesn't mean you're exclusive or you're going to be in a relationship. You're just getting to know people. And when you get to know people, that's when you can kind of, like, you know, you look for those things that you want and need. You know what I mean? And if you'll eventually find that person on the same page as you, you know?
So what are your red flags? Give me a couple red flags that you know right off the bat. Check, please. Dude, check. Never mind the check. He'll get the check. I'm out. Late. Peace.
Okay. Just okay, being on your phone. Like if I'm going to dinner with you, or we're spending quality time together and you're on your phone the entire time, that's a red flag. How you talk about and how you treat people is a red flag. I don't like aggressive, like pushy men. That's a red flag. Men that always have to talk about themselves, or I'm strong, I'm tough, like insecurity. Like that's
Where are you meeting these men?
just an example.
I'm strong. Hey, baby, I'm strong. I'm tough.
It's a toxic masculinity. Like just how they talk about themselves, like
I
how
love it.
yes, how they talk about themselves.
I've never dated guys, so I don't know. Guys are different around me than they are around you, probably.
Oh yeah, I'd say so.
I'm strong. I'm tough.
If you have to brag about things like that, I mean that's an insecurity, and we all have insecurities. Like I'm not saying that I'm perfect at all, like no way, but there's just how I'm very observant. So when I'm with somebody, I'm going to watch how they treat people, how they talk about people. Just everything that they do, and I'm gonna be like, okay, that's a red flag, or that's I agree with that, or there's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like disrespectfulness, that's a red flag. Just that I don't know. There's a lot.
It's interesting. So here's a quick story for y'all who were curious. So I went to a bar last night and to go to an event. So I go to this event, and I'm a guy. I'm single, so I walk in the event, and of course my mind defaults to who's attractive in here and who might want to smash. They might not be attractive, but they might want to smash. I need to know. So I'm walking through the place, and I meet this really nice, beautiful lady. She's absolutely stunning, with great smile, fabulous body, fit, the whole 9 yards, right? She's got it going on. And we start talking, and the topic comes up of occupations. And I'm like, well, I'm a producer. I've got a couple things I'm working on, doing my thing. And she says, I am a Metro PD officer. Oh, snap a rapper. No, sir. See, to me, that's the red flag. I'm not going to date a cop. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to date a military person. I'm not going to date like a clown. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to go and date somebody whose occupation is in and of itself going to create a conflict. Like a cop, man, what are you doing tonight? I'm going to go out on the strip and probably bash some heads, and I'll be done about 5 a.m. Okay, I don't really want to get down like that. You know what I'm saying? Like that to me, like certain people's occupations is not happening.
I can see that. So you would not date a cop?
Oh man, no, maybe a detective.
Mm-hmm. What about a military woman, a woman in service?
I have dated a military woman, and it was cool. I didn't really have a problem with that. But in this stage of my life now, I want a little bit more stability. I don't necessarily want to be a homebody, but I wouldn't want to be in a relationship with somebody very strongly, and they're like, "Oh, hey, I'm going to Germany. You want to go?" No, I don't want to go to Kosovo. What? For what? What am I going to do in Kosovo? I got a show. I do the radio. Like, I'm not, come on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that would be my concern with military. Of course, cop thing would be, I just can't imagine how that would work. Like guns and belts and badges and all this kind of stuff. And at some point, if you date a cop, at some point it's going to come up like, so I was at work today, and I happened to just pull up your name in the computer, and it says that you didn't pay a couple parking tickets. You went to jail for 3 days. Like what?
See,
what kind of degenerate are you?
Right. I could not date a police officer, but I would totally date a man in the military.
I think it's different for women.
Yeah.
Not to be a sexist guy, but I think
it is different.
A male fantasy of a female in the military is different than a woman's fantasy of a male in the military.
Yeah.
Although cops and military, they have the highest divorce rates. They're really tough people to get along with.
That's
because
crazy.
They're stressful. Very stressful.
Oh yeah, I mean I can't even imagine what they go through. I would not want to go through that.
And as long as I'm being honest with it, I don't really like to date people in the entertainment business.
Well, that's understandable.
Not really. If I'm going to be in entertainment business, I don't really also like to date someone because there's too much gray area stuff in show business. Like, like you come home, you bring your work home with you. You're going to talk about your auditions and your stuff. And I don't really want to hear that. I kind of want to be at home and be away from that.
Yeah, you want to
I want to be away from myself. There's times I don't want to edit. I don't want to talk about editing. I don't want to talk about music production. I just want to chill.
Exactly. And talk about other
and
things.
so when you date outside of the industry, sometimes that's great.
It is.
Now, on the other hand, some of my best friends and my best ex-girlfriends are in the entertainment business.
Yes.
And we got great relationships. It just
and that's
depends,
good. Yeah. Honestly, it really does just depend. And I feel like it also just depends on like the person too. You know what I mean? Like how you have like really good ex-girlfriends and friends that are in the entertainment business. You build that connection, you build that relationship, and you can bond over that, you know? But again, I think it just depends like on the person too.
Haven't you ever met somebody though that you're like, I know we're going to have hot sex. I can just tell that the chemistry here is off the chain.
Yes.
But I don't know about the rest of it. But the chemistry, I can tell if it were to ever happen, that shit would be on and popping.
Yeah, and again, that's where the communication comes in. If you want nothing but sex from that person, then just own it and tell them that.
How does that conversation even sound, though? Hey, by the way, Brad, I only want sex from you, just so you know. No. I don't need to eat the rest of your cheeseburger. I just want sex. Did you hear me? I just want sex. Okay?
See, that's complicated because for me, I don't give a shit. I'll tell a man what I want from the very beginning. I'm just very straightforward like that. Like, I'm not an awkward person, and I make things awkward because I'm very blunt. I have no shame. I have no shame at all. I will tell you what I want.
In her game.
So for someone like me, that's pretty easy for me to tell somebody, but I feel like in a general matter for people, I don't know. I just, again, that's where you have to communicate and talk about those things that you want and how you go around that. And then for me, I'll just tell you straight up. So I mean, I'm very different, like in that way. I'm not afraid to speak my mind. Are you one of those
people in the bed that's like, you need to lick the cookie a little longer before you come? You not done. Hello, sir. Hey, man. Hey. Thank you. Get back to work down there. What you doing?
I'll tell you what I want. Yeah. Yes. Because I'm not afraid. Like, I want what I want, and I will tell you what I want. And if you don't do that, that's fine. I respect that. But I'm going to be very upfront about everything.
Has that ever has a guy ever just like threw his hands up in shame and been like, you know, I can't work like this.
No.
I can't have sex with you. You're too much. You're demanding too much good sex.
Well, see, the thing is,
penis can only do so much.
Oh my God. I'm not demanding though in bed though. Like, I'm very submissive.
Oh, you're submissive?
Yes.
So what's all this? If you're submissive, you just do what they tell you.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
you're submissive.
Yes, but I'm gonna tell you what I want, like not like sex wise, but if I just want sex, I'm gonna say that. You know, I only want this from you. I only want that from you. Like, I'm very like, I guess not. I wouldn't say dominant, but I'm very like in charge in that way. But when it actually comes to being in bed with that person, I'm very submissive.
So you have been, but the future's different.
Yeah.
What could you ever be with somebody who you dominated, who really expected you to be like the alpha one male?
I don't know, honestly, because I like, okay, it's gonna be a little personal here. I like in bed, I like to be dominated.
Okay.
So
now, what does that mean though? Like, you like
a
for
man
him
taking
to take
control.
charge. So he's like
Yes.
going to take your clothes off. He's going to push you down the bed. He's going to be in charge.
Yes.
Not waiting for you to make a move.
Well, if I'm feeling it, I'll initiate stuff for sure. Like, I'm not gonna just sit there and like not do nothing. Like,
right.
I will. But when it comes to the things actually happening, like, I like a man to take control. I like a man to take lead. You know, I like him telling me what to do, and I'll also tell him what to do as well. But I like it when it's like, you know, he's the man. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that's what I like.
So have you ever had a situation? No, I love this because I talked to the ladies about this. We were talking about this the other day, but we weren't on the show. So have you ever had a man try to be dominant and you disagreed? He's like, I want you to go upstairs and take off your underwear and leave your hat on and turn the music up loud. I'll be up in a minute. And you're like, oh, hold on a second, mister. I ain't doing none of that shit. I don't even own a hat. And that's what's up.
Not really. I mean, also too, I feel like it depends how they say it. Like, if it's like demanding in like a non like sexual or like flirty way, like don't tell me what.
Has that happened before though?
Yes.
It was demanding?
Okay, again, I want to bring up my marriage. Okay, he was very, very demanding. Like, it was a turn.
Why'd you marry him?
I don't know.
Did he start off that way?
Yeah. Like I said, our relationship.
You liked it at first.
I liked it at first.
Liked it.
But it became very toxic and abusive. So that's where it's just like, so for him, for example, when he would tell me what to do, I would be like, don't tell me what to fucking do. Don't. But previous relationships or friends with benefits and stuff, okay,
Right.
yeah, it's sexy. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you also have to be like in the mood and in that time and in that place and things like that. And if it's in a sexual like fun way, like okay, yeah, like what do you want me to do?
See, my ex-wife freaked the fuck out on me. She started telling me like what wasn't going to happen anymore. Like when we met, I used to buy nice lingerie and we'd have a little freaky fun. And it
Yeah.
was freaky fun. And then she started being like, well, I hope you don't like skinny girls because I ain't going to be no skinny girl. And I hope you don't like blah, blah, blah because I'm not going to do blah, blah, blah. And we were watching a movie or something. And it'd be like, oh, man, this is getting kind of hot. And she'd be like, turn the channel. And I'd be like, whoa, what does this insinuate?
Okay, so things kind of like shifted with like
Totally shifted.
See, and I feel like things do shift after a while, but I should be on the same page about it. You know what I mean? But I feel like things are definitely obviously different from the beginning than like the end. But I mean, I don't know. That's where that chemistry comes in. And if you don't have chemistry with that person, then it's just.
But see, we did in the beginning, but things did definitely slightly change. They did more than slightly. They definitely changed.
Yeah.
But for me, the thing is, I am an Aries man, so I like a challenge. I like to be challenged. Now, I don't like to roam. I don't like to have 4 girlfriends. I like to have a girlfriend or a wife or a person, and I dedicate to a person.
I'm the same, yeah. No,
I don't like this. What's this, Tuesday? Oh, shit, it's Gladys night. Gladys, come on, girl. No, I don't like that.
It's too much.
But I think in order to be aroused sexually, I know, grow up, people. In order to be aroused sexually, I need to know that she does it for me.
Yeah.
That's me. Like, I don't want to be in the bedroom scenario thinking, damn, Nicole at work was looking good in that mini skirt today. No, I don't want to think about anybody else. I don't want to be with anybody else. I want to dedicate myself to that person.
Exactly.
Which goes back to what you're saying about the dating do's and don'ts. If we have good communication, we have good chemistry, we've discussed all of the non sequiturs up front, so we know these are things we don't want.
Yes.
Don't go surprising me, slapping me on the ass. We talked about that. That's not my thing unless it's my birthday. But aside from that and $50, I don't do that. We know I don't do that. So don't do that with me.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me about crazy sex fantasies that you have with other people or you had with other people while we're in bed.
Yeah.
Like, that's not, that doesn't turn me on.
You're going to be like, okay, that's kind of, yeah. No, and I'm the same way too. Like, I'm a one person. It doesn't matter, like, if we're friends with benefits, if we're just hooking up,
Right.
if we're dating. Like, if I'm going to give myself to you in that way and you're going to reciprocate it, whether we're, I'm still technically single, I'm still going to just put my time and my energy into that person. You know what I mean? And that's, I don't know if it's because I'm just like, I'm very loyal or like, that's just, I don't know what, but that's just how I am. Like, I don't like messing around with multiple people.
One stripper that I met said it best. She said, let's go with only one penis in Tammy's vagina at a time. Let's go with that rule. And I was like, wow. Okay, I'm going to close the show, but I want to share something that happened with me. I think everybody should do this if they got the balls to. I met a gal one time we were dating in Las Vegas, of all places. And she calls me up one day. She says, hey, I got to talk to you about something very important. It's late tonight, but let's talk tomorrow. I'm going to come by and I want to talk to you in person. So all night long I was thinking, oh shit, what she done found out? Oh shit, I was good. No, anyway, so she's like, she wants to talk to me, right? So she comes over to the house and she sits me down and she says, hey, listen, I worked out on the Strip and there's this guy that keeps like coming up to where my workplace. Like, I met him one time, he says hi, and then he keeps coming by, and he's trying to, ask me out on a date and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, okay, well, what's up with that? And she goes, well, the thing is, I kind of think I might like him. And I want you to know, because I don't want to be dishonest. I'm just letting you know. I don't know, but I think I'm going to let him, take me out and let's just see what happens. But I want you to know that that's what's up. So when she said that, I wasn't hurt and I wasn't mad, but I did realize that no one that I've ever dated in all these years of being a player, in all these years, No one had ever done that. No one. I found out after the fact, oh, so you were trying to hook it up with my brother behind my back. I see. Or you were trying to, oh, I see the text stream.
Yeah.
How did you get my client's phone number in your phone? And you got his Wi-Fi password too. Anyway, so all of that stuff, I realized that as much as I didn't like the fact that she was probably going to end up with this guy, and she did. They got married.
Oh, wow.
So, go figure. Married bitches. But anyway, so she hooked up with this guy, and my thought was how great it was that she was upfront.
Yeah.
You can't really ask for more than that.
You can't ask for that. That's the honesty and communication. That's so important. I mean, the fact that she did that, that was probably really hard, and it was a lot, you know, because a lot of people don't do that. But the fact that she did it, it almost gives you just more respect for her. You know?
Did.
Yeah.
It did. And it made me want to do the same thing. So the next relationship that I got into, I was up front and said, listen, you know, I'm not looking to be in love. I'm just dating. If you want to date, we can date.
And that's cool. And that's why, like, with my divorce, it's changed my perspective so much on dating and men and like everything. I feel like I'm such a completely like different person now because of it, and like my expectations are so much higher, and I want to be, you know, I want to communicate more and be more honest. It's because it's completely changed like my mentality.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, before we go, give me 3 things about men from your new change perspective. 3 man facts. What's up?
3 man facts?
Yeah,
like facts about men?
You learned through the thing. Well, so what? Give me 3 things about men that you know now that you didn't know before.
Oh, that's hard. You put me on
What's
the
supposed
spot.
to be hard? They're men.
Like
they're not supposed to be soft.
Like facts about them, or like facts what
things
I want.
You think. They might not even be facts. They might just be your perception.
My
girl.
Perception?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm having a brain fart right now. Perception of men.
Fart away.
Yeah. Can I talk about 3 things that I want that if I don't have in the beginning, I'm not gonna.
Oh yeah, that's even better.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, so
hook us up with that.
So re-ask me. Okay, so ask me 3 red flags.
So Shania, can you tell us 3 things that you would look for in the beginning that if they aren't there, it's going to mean a big no-no for you in the dating world?
Respect. You have to have respect. I like just genuine kindness and sympathy.
I love it. I can't close the show stronger than that, guys. That is what's up. Dating do's and don'ts. I was going to say duding days and doo-doos. Anyway, do's and don'ts on dating today with Shania. And that is the business. Make sure you guys be careful this summer. Go out there, have fun, fall in love, live your life, do your damn thing. But you won't have another pandemic to bail you out this time if you hook up with the wrong person. So make sure you heed this good advice. It's been the Ace Michael Show, man. I love you guys. Live the life you love the life you live. Thank you.